Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We have another USTA League match for you today. So right now our team is currently 6-3, and this is the last match of the season. So we really need to win to bring us to 7-3 and give us a chance to make it to sectionals. Unfortunately, we won't make it by being one of the top two winners in our flight, but there's a thing called lucky losers where people with or teams with very good records could have a chance to make it into the tournament. So really hoping for that. Today I am playing the two doubles spot with Ben. So yes, the same Ben in which I had the trilogy of singles matches with. So we'll see how this match goes, and I will see you at the end. All right, thank you. All right, so we're into the match here. We have Ben serving on the far court and me in the white shirt up at the net. And then our opponents are on the near court. So yeah, this match was very interesting on how it kind of came together for me, at least. So I originally, back when we first published the schedule, was supposed to be in the match. But then I needed a sub to get out of the match. And then we needed a bunch of subs for this match. But then ultimately I wasn't in the lineup. Coming to match day, I was just going to be there watching as a captain, and then all of a sudden we needed a sub just last minute. Originally it was supposed to be Ben and his brother Nick playing. Okay, then this point, before I'll interrupt the story, there Ben just strained his calf, and that'll become big throughout the match. But let me finish the story and I will get to that. So when Ben's brother Nick came in, he got a phone call and basically said he had to leave. And I never go to matches wearing tennis gear, or at least partial tennis gear, but I kind of had a feeling we would need a sub this day. So luckily I was wearing tennis shorts and tennis shoes. I wasn't wearing a shirt and I don't have my sweatbands on or anything like that, but was able to kind of make it work and play. So luckily, I was kind of prepared to potentially play, so I got in the lineup. All right, so back to that injury. So in that first or second point of game 2, Ben strained his calf, in which has been a problem. Immediately, he said he was probably going to have to default the match. But he kind of walked on it for a little bit and decided he would play a little bit, but he really couldn't move at all. So we were playing a very specific game that basically wherever Ben was, he would just end up just staying there, and I would track down everything else. So that made this match incredibly challenging for us in regards to just, playing the best we possibly can to strategize or do anything like that. It was basically, Ben, you just stay where you're at and do the best you can, and then hopefully I can do everything else in the match. So far, it's turning out all right. We're up 2-1 currently. But yeah, that was unexpected, unplanned, but those are the things you have to deal with. So there was an ever-present possibility that we would have to default based off of Ben's ankle getting worse, or calf getting worse, I should say. But we're up 3-1 and doing relatively well right now. But that was the challenge throughout the entire match. And I will say, spoilers, kind of looking at the length of the video, we didn't end up needing to default, which was good. Throughout the match, Ben got a little bit more mobile, and we'll see that. And we'll just see how this plays out. All right, that was a big hole for me there. So we were up 5-2. So basically what we were finding is the strategy for us was that our opponents had some really good first strike offense based off of the returns and just the balls they were hitting. But if we were able to sustain points and rallies with them, typically we would see an unforced error more often than not. So that was the kind of mantra Ben was trying to drill into my brain, is just keep the ball in play, keep the point going, and eventually we should be able to get either a look at a winner or potentially get an unforced error. So that was sort of what we were sort of driving at as a team, to get past Ben's lack of mobility and just win the game overall. So that's what we were trying to do. But a lot of these games, as we see here, are going to deuce. So, it was still very competitive, despite kind of trying to do that strategy. But we have an add in here, and I dump a return into the net. I was feeling a little bit off since I wasn't fully prepared to play the match, but I'd say definitely Ben's injury kind of got to me, and I got in my head saying, like, I need to be doing a lot more for our team to make sure we're successful. And that's kind of like where I was at, kind of the head case aspect of it. I started to just overplay things and overthink everything, and like say I have to be basically perfect in order for us to win, which wasn't necessarily the case. We proved that throughout the match so far, that we just need to sustain rallies, and like I don't need to be everywhere and I don't need to be putting balls away. Like, we're competitive despite the lack of mobility for Ben. So we'll see that again kind of play out through the rest of the match, but we are again another deuce here. As you can see, they're all very kind of competitive overall points in games. So just trying to rein myself in, because I'm thinking a mile a minute here. And yeah, right there, that was the perfect example, hitting that very easily winner out. You can't really do that, especially when matches are getting this close. And we were up 5-2 and now it's 5-4. How quickly the tables turn there. All right, and we get the set there. So win that 6-4. So feeling pretty good about that. Now is the time for me to try to mentally reset, because again, we proved that despite Ben's injury, we can sustain rallies and we can win points in games and hopefully the match. So I'm starting off serving here, which I typically don't do. But again, Ben having difficulty driving up at the ball and really doing that, we try to put as much onus on me to start the points and do the vast majority of the action in the set. But we get another deuce. Like I said, a lot of them notice they go to deuce. So I'm going to get the ad here and go back to deuce. So yeah, it's just a kind of ping pong struggle. All right, so despite the actual break there, I'm pretty upset with myself, getting broken that first service game of the set, and then just the amount of unforced errors I was hitting, especially off the return, and just so many opportunities blown from my wing. Right now I'm in kind of peak, like, what do I do? Ben can't do much. I need to do a lot more. I'm not executing well. I'm putting too much pressure on myself. And Ben just kept on trying to settle myself. And as we can see here, he's starting to get a little bit more mobility here and there. So, but I'm just not fully seeing it. I'm just kind of really, again, putting way too much pressure on myself. Luckily, get that nice easy volley there that ended up working out, unlike the one previously. But just really in my head at this point, really putting a lot of pressure on myself and trying to stay relatively calm, but it really not showing up in the match. All right, so it's 5-all. We just had a long string of a bunch of holds, which is, very good for the server. So that's kind of good to see from a just general tennis perspective that servers are holding their points. But this just kind of puts a lot of pressure. It's 5-5 now, and we're really in a spot that we need to get this hold here and put a lot of pressure on them to try to close out this set. Okay, and they get the hold there, so again, a bunch of holds, and now we're the second set tiebreak. So this one is to 7. If we can get it, we win the match. If they get it, it goes to a third set tiebreak. All right, and unfortunately, we don't win the second set tiebreak, so it goes here to a third set. So let's see how this works out, and I'll see you at the end.
Let's go!
All right, and with a hobbled Ben, we barely make it through the match and win in a third set tiebreak. So that was a huge win for our team overall. We ended up winning the match 4-1 overall, and we did end with a record of 7-3. So that gives us a decent chance to make sectionals. We won't find out for a couple weeks, so hoping for the best there. Again, felt like Ben and I played pretty well despite the lack of mobility, but we just did the best we could, and we made it through, fortunately. So thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe on the video and on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Just get out there and play tennis.